I've always hated crowds. Too loud, too messy, too full of people who don't look where they're going. But that night, at my wife's company gala, I welcomed the noise. It gave me cover, a mask to hide behind, while I waited for the moment I had been planning for months. I was standing at the bar, sipping slowly, when he walked up, her boss. His suit screamed money, his posture screamed power, and his smirk reeked of arrogance. He leaned close, his breath hot with whiskey, and spat out the words that could make any man's blood boil. "Hey loser," he sneered. "I've been screwing your wife for a year, and you were too blind to notice." I didn't flinch. I didn't blink. I just let a slow smile stretch across my face, the kind of smile that hides a blade. I leaned in, my voice calm, deliberate, and whispered, "Just like I did with your daughter. And now she's pregnant." The color drained from his face, the confidence crumbling in real time. His grin died before it could be reborn into anger. He opened his mouth, but whatever he was about to say was drowned out by the sound of the ballroom doors slamming open. Police officers stormed in, their voices sharp, their weapons drawn. In an instant, his nightmare began. I remember when I used to trust her. My wife. My partner for 10 years. We built our lives together. At least I thought we did. I can still recall her laughter, the way she would squeeze my hand in the dark as if that was enough to keep me anchored. I believed I was safe with her. But trust is fragile, like glass. One crack, and it's shattered forever. And I found that crack by accident. It was a text. Her phone, left carelessly on the counter. A message from a man she claimed was work-related. But work emails don't sound like that. His words to her were vulgar, intimate, and dripping with ownership. It wasn't just anyone, it was him. Her boss. The man she'd praised at dinner, calling him her mentor. Mentor. That word burned in my chest. At first, I tried denial. But denial is just weakness dressed up as hope. The truth was right there. Late nights at the office. Clothes that smelled like a cologne I never wore. That forced smile she gave me whenever I walked in unexpectedly. It all lined up too neatly. The final proof came one night when I followed her. I watched her walk into his house, saw the upstairs lights flicker on, shadows dancing where they shouldn't. That's the night I stopped being her husband. I buried the man who trusted her, and started becoming the man who would destroy them both. Revenge isn't a rush of passion, it's patience, discipline. I started with information. I hacked their emails, downloaded photos, recorded calls. I gathered every disgusting detail. But I didn't stop with their affair. I went deeper into his business. And what I found was worse than betrayal. Fraud. Kickbacks. Bribes. Hidden accounts. Enough evidence to bury him under the prison he deserved. And then there was Emily. His daughter. Nothing like him. She hated his shadow, hated the way he controlled her life. She wanted freedom, and I gave it to her. I didn't approach her with manipulation. I gave her honesty, something she'd never known. Love came unexpectedly, soft and real in the middle of all the fire. And when she told me she was pregnant, I knew destiny had sided with me. This wasn't just revenge anymore. It was justice. I took everything I had to the police. Emails, timestamps, financial trails, airtight, undeniable. They were waiting for the right moment, and I told them exactly when. I didn't want him arrested quietly in his office. No, I wanted it where the whole world could watch. His downfall needed an audience. That's why I picked the gala. The night of the event, Emily came too. She stood at the back of the room, her hand resting gently on her stomach, a calm smile on her face. She was my silent promise, the future that would outlive his corruption. And then came that moment, his drunken attempt to humiliate me. His words, meant to break me, became the perfect stage for his ruin. My reply about his daughter hit him harder than any punch could. I saw the confusion twist into horror on his face. A man who had always been untouchable now looked like prey. And then the crash of doors, the flood of officers. His body slammed against the polished floor, his wrists cuffed behind his back while his rights were read aloud. The ballroom fell silent. Cameras came up. Phones recorded. His empire, his carefully constructed image of respect and power, burned down in real time. My wife screamed, trying to shield him, trying to fight off the officers. Her loyalty to him was so absolute it destroyed her too. She was arrested for aiding him in his schemes. Betrayal doesn't just rot, it spreads. As she was dragged away, her eyes met mine. Pleading. Wild. Desperate. But I felt nothing. Later at the station she begged. She said she was trapped, that it was meaningless, that she had made a mistake. But once you see the mask fall, the words mean nothing. I walked away, leaving her in the ashes of her own choices. Now I sit here, not confessing guilt but clarity. I didn't rage. I didn't fight. I dismantled them both piece by piece until there was nothing left. Emily is beside me now, carrying our child. A new legacy untouched by betrayal. Revenge didn't erase the pain. It didn't make me whole again. But it gave me balance. It gave me justice. And justice is cold. Sharp. Perfect. I told him that night there was a surprise waiting for him. And I kept my promise. Now he rots in a cell. She drowns in regret. And me? I smile. Always.